Labubu, the scariest toy that came alive. It all started on a rainy evening. The streets were quiet, and the sound of thunder rolled across the sky. Ayan, a 16-year-old boy, sat in his room scrolling through old online marketplaces. He loved collecting rare toys and dolls, especially those that looked unusual. That night, something caught his eye. A listing for a strange old toy. Its name was written in broken English. Labubu. Rare doll, do not buy. Most people would have ignored it. But for Ayan, the warning only made it more interesting. The picture showed a small creature with wide, round eyes, long rabbit-like ears, and a mouth lined with sharp little teeth. It was creepy, but also oddly fascinating. Without thinking twice, Ayan placed the order. 3 days later, the package arrived. It was heavier than expected, wrapped in old brown paper that smelled faintly of mildew. As he unwrapped it, he noticed that the toy wasn't made of plastic like modern dolls. Its body felt leathery, almost too real, and its glass eyes seemed to glimmer even in the dark. He placed Labubu on his shelf, among his other collectibles. At first, nothing happened, but that night, as the storm outside grew louder, Ayan woke to a sound. Soft tapping, like tiny fingernails against wood. He turned on his lamp, and his heart skipped a beat. Labubu was no longer on the shelf. It was sitting on his desk, facing him. Ayan froze. He told himself maybe he had moved it and forgotten. He laughed nervously, picked it up, and put it back on the shelf. But as soon as he switched off the light, he heard it again. Tap, tap, tap. This time, the sound was closer. He pulled the blanket over his head, trying to ignore it. Eventually, he fell asleep. The next morning, he found scratches on his desk. 3 thin lines, as if made by claws. Labubu was sitting exactly where he'd left it, but its mouth seemed to curl into a faint grin. That day, strange things continued to happen. Doors creaked open on their own. His phone kept glitching, showing distorted images. Sometimes of his own room, sometimes of something behind him. He began to feel like he wasn't alone. That night, Ayan tried locking Labubu in a drawer. Hours passed in silence until midnight struck. Suddenly, the drawer rattled violently. Bang! 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 A high-pitched laugh echoed through the room, childish yet twisted. Terrified, Ayan opened the drawer. The toy was gone. Before he could react, he felt something climb onto his bed. Slowly, he turned his head. And there it was. Labubu, crawling toward him, its glass eyes glowing faintly in the dark. Its grin had stretched wider, exposing razor-sharp teeth that were never there before. "You bought me," it whispered, though its mouth hardly moved. "Now you're mine." Ayan screamed and ran to his door, but it slammed shut before he could reach it. The lights flickered. In every corner of the room, shadows shifted, and faint laughter filled the air. He grabbed the toy, intending to throw it out of the window, but the moment he touched it, a searing pain shot through his hand. Its tiny claws had dug into his skin. Blood dripped onto the floor. Labubu licked it, giggling like a child at play. From that night on, Ayan was never the same. His friends noticed dark circles under his eyes, his constant paranoia, and his refusal to be alone. He told them the toy moved, that it spoke to him when no one else could hear, but nobody believed him. One evening, his best friend Samir visited and laughed when he saw the doll on the shelf. "It's just a toy," he said, picking it up. The grin on Labubu's face seemed wider than ever. That night, Samir didn't return home. People said he ran away, but Ayan knew the truth. Labubu had chosen a new game. Soon after, others began disappearing too. A neighbor, a classmate, even Ayan's younger cousin who once touched the doll. And every time someone vanished, Labubu's grin grew sharper, more alive. No matter what Ayan did, burning it, throwing it in the river, burying it deep underground, the doll always returned to his shelf by nightfall, laughing softly, waiting for its next victim. Now, Years later, the house where Ayan lived is abandoned. People passing by swear they hear laughter echoing from the windows. Some even claim to see a small figure with glowing eyes staring at them from inside. The locals tell a warning. If you ever find a strange toy called Labubu for sale, never bring it home. Because once Labubu comes alive, it never lets go. And if, late at night, you hear tiny footsteps in your room, don't look, because Labubu is already awake.